Hi everybody! So I know I look crazy right now, bear with me. I have my brows on and nothing else on my face. I look ridiculous. My hair is crazy too. I quickly wanted to show you how I do my makeup with Maskcara Beauty. I recently became an artist with Maskcara Beauty, so I just wanted to do a quick, standard YouTube video on how I put on my foundation, my highlight, my contour, my illuminator, and my blush. That way when you get your makeup in the mail for the first time, you can turn on this video and we can do our makeup together and you know what you're doing. Let's just get started. First off, I washed my face and I moisturized quite a long time ago. They recommend to moisturize and then wait to do your makeup 30 minutes, but I don't do that. I maybe wait 10 if even. Most of the time I just go in with my moisturizer. I don't use something super heavy and I have dry skin. So if you're oily, I definitely, you could even skip the moisturizer or use something super lightweight or just wait a little while, do your hair and then do your makeup. Otherwise, if you're dry like me, it doesn't really seem to make that big of a difference. So go ahead and do what you gotta do. I just primed my face. I'm using the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. It looks like this, and I just put it right here. This is a pore filling primer, so I don't need it all over my face. This makeup is made mostly out of beeswax, so it is, and it's a cream, so you're not gonna wanna use anything super slippery underneath or it just won't stick. If you're gonna use a primer, make sure it's something that's more sticky and that has a grip to it so your foundation stays where you put it. So first off, after I do that, I like to go in with my Benefit Brightening Concealer in number 2. You can definitely use, I know they have a blush called Frenchie that a lot of people use to do this, but I don't have it and I still have a whole bunch of this, so that's what I'm using. And I use that underneath. As you can see already, just magic how it corrects my dark circles like that. I have super dark circles, so I feel like I do need a corrector. If your dark circles aren't as intense or you don't have any, don't worry about it, just skip this step. Just do what works best for you. I also put a little bit on my lids because my lids get really dark too. And I just like to blend it in with my finger, and then I use the mascara sponge and blend it in the rest of the way so it can really get in those corners. The sponge is really nice. It's just like the Beauty Blender. Honestly, it feels the same to me, and it's like half the price. This is only $12. Okay. So once I have that corrected, then I go in with my highlighter. And what a lot of people get confused with mascara, your foundation is your highlight and contour. You don't have a foundation and a highlight and a contour. It's all just one thing, so it ends up saving you a whole bunch of time. The highlight that I've been using is Amber. It looks like this. And what I've noticed works best for me is if I take it on my finger and dot it on first. Otherwise, I was using a brush to begin with when I first got my makeup, and I just noticed that I was using way too much because you can't really tell how much you're getting off on the brush. So I like to dot it on my face first. You don't have to do this. If you get the hang of it with a brush, then just go for it. And like I said, this is a cream, but it's definitely like a stiffer cream. So I like to do this too because it kind of warms up the product a little bit and makes it easier to smooth out. I'm going in with my blush and bronzer brush actually, and using the blush side to blend in my foundation. And you can see already how that just totally smoothed out my skin tone. But you can still see some freckles and stuff peeking through, which nowadays I'm kind of into. But if you're not, just put it on another layer or put it on a little thicker the first time you do it. So after that, then I go in with my brightening highlight. And I've been using White Peach. It looks like this. And I just do that under my eyes and along the sides of my nose. And I just dab that in with my finger. So I didn't really put a whole lot here when I went in with that amber color. I can hear Bo waking up. I put it there, and then I'll also put a little bit here on the bridge of my nose and right there. And I have been using my sponge with this too, just to blend this in. There, you can see how much brighter that is already. We have a little visitor with us now. He just woke up from his nap. There's Bowie. So if I can do this with one hand, you can do it with two hands. Okay, so I did my white peach under my eyes and kind of like in my highlight areas. Now I'm going to go in with my contour. And for that, I like to use my 30-second hack brush on the contour side. I've been using the contour shade in Olive. And I like to just pat in the color, not really swipe it. Just pat it onto my brush. And when you suck in, you can kind of see that natural line that's made right there. That's where your cheekbones are. When you put on your contour, you're gonna want it to look like a shadow and not like makeup. So you'll know if you have too dark of a shade if it just is like it doesn't look like a shadow. It looks like you put on makeup. That's how you know it's too dark. So I like to put that under my cheekbones like that. Then I like to put a little bit, depending on your face shape, you put it, you know, if your face is round, you're gonna wanna contour all the way around. Mine is more on the longer side, so I like to just put it right at the top. I really don't like making my face look any narrower, so I like to just concentrate it at the top of my hairline, on the top of my forehead. And I also like to put it under here. Gets rid of the double chin. And along the edges here to make your jawline look nice and chiseled. Don't forget to drag this down to blend it out. And if you get a little bit too high, it's gonna look like you have like a 5 o'clock shadow. So you're just gonna take your other side and blend it out. This also works really good to sharpen up your contour line. Then for my nose, my nose contour, I like to go in with this brush. Mascara Beauty has a brush that looks just like this. I just don't have it yet. And I use the shade Indigo. It's a lot darker, like that. And I'm just gonna put it on the very edge of my brush and go right along the sides of my nose. I also like to put this right here. And then I go in with my sponge and blend it in. Make sure when you're doing this, you don't get it too far out because that's just gonna make your nose look wider. And we're trying to make it look slimmer. There we go. After that, I like to do blush. So I'm going to go in with this bright one here called Pink Grapefruit. And I'll just do a little bit of that on my ring finger. Smile and put it on the apples of my cheeks. It's all right, buddy. And I'm gonna go in with that same brush that I used. And then what I'll do is go in with this sponge again into my illuminator. I pick it up on the side. And I like to put that right above the blush in kind of a C shape like this. And I also like to put that down the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and my chin. I'll also put a little bit right there above my eyebrows to lift the eyebrows. And that's it. That is your super quick, easy mascara routine. If you are oily, I would take a powder like this. This is the Coty Airspun. I like to put it just on my sponge and press it into my skin. And I'll usually set under my eyes with that too. You can do that all over. If you're dry, I would just leave it the way it is. I also sometimes like to take a bronzer and go with this, oh honey, and go with this brush and just go over where I put the contour, just to kind of make it more sun-kissed, a little bit of a darker look. Oh, I forgot, I was gonna do my lip color too. I'm going in with the same color I used for my blush. This can also be your cheek color. Super easy, really comfortable. Remember, if your highlight is looking a little bit chalky, cakey, or you see more pores and wrinkles than you're used to, chances are your color is too light, so I would go down to a darker color. Okay, so I thought I would just come back real quick and show you what it looked like all done. I put a little bronzer on, a little bit of eyeshadow, just one color, little highlight in the inner corner, and mascara, that's it. And I always like to set it with Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And let it dry. I usually like to do that before my mascara's on because otherwise your mascara can kind of smudge a little bit, but that's it. That's my mascara beauty routine. Oh, I also set it under my under eyes with this because I forgot to do it earlier. So I just like to put it on my sponge and then kind of like, and then I put a little bit of that under here too. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.